Phaelus Oculus presents
Count the Blessings. Episode 6. The House of Glass and Iron, My Tale of Two Truths. Once, in the golden haze of my childhood, I believed my father was made of sunlight and sugar. To my siblings and me, he was the angel of the evening. When the door creaked open after his long absences, he brought the scent of the outside world, toys, sweets, and the booming laughter of a hero. My mother, by contrast, was the shadow. She was the one who enforced the rules, the one whose hand was quick to discipline, and the one I grew to resent. I didn't see her quiet tears then, I didn't understand why her face was sometimes clouded like a storm, or why she began to seek solace in a bottle. I was just a child, and I chose the parent who brought the gifts. The Great Unmasking. As I grew, my angel began to tarnish. His visits became shorter, his smiles tighter. Then came the day the veil was lifted entirely. I was taken to a beautiful, strange house, a palace built on secrets, and there he was, sitting in his shorts, sipping coffee with a different woman and a different child. He looked at me, his own daughter, and for the first time, his eyes were cold. When we eventually moved into that new house, I thought my angel had returned to us. Instead, I found I was living with a jailer. The toys were replaced by insults. The sweets were replaced by the heavy sound of his
Look at
hands
how she
falling
is
against
wasting
my
my
mother's
food.
skin.
Useless
The
children.
man who once brought me gifts now begrudged me the very food on my plate, calling my siblings and me intruders in a house he claimed
You
was
and
built
those
for a
kids
mistress.
weren't welcome here.
My
This is
season
not
of
your
shadows.
home.
I entered a long winter of the soul. I fasted, I prayed, and
Lord,
I pushed
need your
myself to
strength.
excel in school,
Please,
hoping that a
your word
perfect
is my
grade
hope.
or a
Help me
spotless
find
floor would buy
peace.
back the father I once loved. But I realized then that a narcissist's heart is a sieve, no amount of my love could ever fill it. The darkness grew so heavy that I began to contemplate two exits, ending my own life so he might finally feel the weight of my absence, or ending his so the agony in our home would stop. I felt like a stranger in a house of glass, just waiting for the final shatter. My awakening. The breaking point came not with a whimper, but with a roar. One afternoon, he moved to strike my mother again, his face twisted by the same selfish desires that had led him to trade his family for fleeting shadows. In that moment, the calm girl I had been vanished. In her place stood a woman forged in the fire of her own suffering. I stepped between them. I didn't use his violence, but I used my truth. Touch her again,
and
I
you will
warned
see
him,
the side of me
my
you have
voice a
spent a
low
lifetime
vibration of years
creating.
of suppressed pain, and you will see the side of me you have spent a lifetime creating. For the first time, the bully was afraid of me. He saw that his power, built on fear and deceit, had no currency against a heart that no longer sought his approval. My new dawn. I finally looked at my mother, not as a villain, but as a martyr. I realized she had been the only thing shielding us from a heat that would have scorched us. She had stayed, enduring the bruises and the bitterness, just to ensure her children had a roof until we could grow wings of our own. Our house remained a house of strangers, but we were no longer victims. Through my mother's resilience and my own refusal to be broken, we climbed the mountain of education and built lives of our own. The epilogue. I did not let the landlord write my ending. I married my best friend, proving that the sins of a father do not have to become the destiny of the child. I chose to live. I chose to be happy. I finally realized that while my father on earth was never an angel, I have an original father in heaven. He knew me before I was born, and he loved me more than any earthly house could hold. That was enough for me.